Instant kill.
All right. Well then, hello again. Sorry for all that trouble and delay. Our microphone should now in fact be working. This is Kanzuki Dynasty here with
Just fine.
and we are going to go through our first part of our AE 3.5 bot checkup, where we're just going to go and try out a few of our bots and see if anything has changed since the patch, if there's any modifications we need to do, or if anything else interesting is going on. So the bots we have for you today are Ed, Alex, and Rashid. And they're also somewhat good targets for showing off our own characters that we play, so you're going to get a little bit of everything. And so we're going to be focusing on that and on how the bots are doing. And so, to begin with, we have Just Fine's Bison up against Edbot. Ed's V system has not really changed in terms of what it does much, but some of the specifics are affected, so we're going to see if there are any timing changes or anything that just got a little bit off as a result. As well as possibly if there's anything interesting going on with Lord Bison. Now I think we actually need to give Edbot his CA and V gauge. Alright then. Alright then, a brief refresher for those of you who are not familiar with this particular bot. It is about closing in and dash throwing and such things. So the points are just getting a full punish on a Psycho Rising or EX Psycho Upper using 1 meter. These standard anti-air and air-to-air points, as well as forward dashing and immediately back throwing him.
Ah, there we go.
Hmm.
They made it so that you could Psycho Crusher off of more stuff, and they changed the juggle timing on Bison's V-Trigger 2. So basically, there's just more combo routes, and it's a lot easier to work with. The before season 3.5, I guess we're calling it. Before the patch, the amount of time you had to get closer to the opponent was fairly long. No idea how that...
Let me make that a little harder to do on accident. Well, apparently not right now.
The other thing they changed about Bison specifically was they made his crouching heavy punch and standing light punch anti-airs a little weaker, giving them extended hurt boxes and such. So one of the things I'll be taking a look out for this session is mostly to feel how much that changes the way I think about my own anti-airs. I will definitely like that for a few reasons, but mostly it's a positional thing, I think. For me personally, I mean. Now they claim you can do it off of EX scissors, which is why you see me performing it at not the most opportune of times here. Honestly, Edbot may not be the best one to try practicing this off of. So the other thing I'll be paying attention to and switching it up a little bit, since I'm not having too much luck here, is mostly just facing Edbot himself and seeing where I have opportunities to use my new V-Trigger. Because if one of the options is for getting points is dash up throw, of course now that Bison has...
back throw specifically.
Well, now that Bison has a command grab, it probably won't hurt for me to do dash up command throw and see if I can get better at that, since that is definitely a skill I still need on both the characters I play. And honestly, a lot of the same autopiloted lessons that we've been focusing on for the past couple weeks here at the team are fairly applicable to many of the bots that we have. Ed, especially, I have occasionally used for a similar type of practice. But now I have a more structured way for thinking about how to approach training, paying attention to my opponent and paying attention to the opponent's rhythm and how to essentially time my own rhythm better so that I don't move around unnecessarily and I keep playing with the bot as if it were a person rather than zoning out and just doing a lot of damage. Oh, I had V-trigger optimized. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like V-Trigger 2 at first, because V-Trigger 1 provides a lot of evasion that Bison benefits strongly from in a lot of matchups. But the more I've been experimenting with it and playing around with it in real matches... Oh yeah, that does feel a little low. But the more I've been playing with it in real matches and lounges, the more I've started realizing just how evasive Psycho Crusher itself really is. So if I actually pay a little more attention here to what Ed is doing, the rhythm of Edbot changes a little bit, which is good because we are trying to look for any of the variation that might have occurred due to the changes.
And we have really an in-stream here as well to be watching for that, as see if she notices anything in particular. And so she may chime in from time to time on the stream chat.
And if you do have any questions about the bot, you're always free to ask.
Well, unless you want to also take a shot with Mika or Juri, I might take a shot with Cammy soon on Edbot.
Alrighty, sounds good to me. The things I want to try on Mika make way more sense on Alex, so I will probably actually start with her and then go to Bison against Alex bot.
Alright. Well, we can do that in a minute or two. You can blow that. I suppose you could blow that up on him in the air.
Yeah, it's a very good pressure tool against people who like jumping in. If you manage to land it on them,
I've never thought about that
it
particular detail.
It makes them a little more aggressive on the ground, I tend to find. Obviously, it depends on players. Some players tend to just turtle up and wait it out if they can.
I know you're trying to dash up command throw. It seems like you almost have trouble getting out to do it.
Well, that's part of the practice against Edbot.
Alright then.
Alright.
That was your chance.
Oops. Oops.
Oh, it does cost V-bar for you to use the command throw? Or was that something else?
No, it does.
Okay.
You get 3 of them, though, which honestly feels like the perfect number. First of all, it's like... I don't know. I really can't complain about the number of throws I get. It
Okay.
always feels like just enough.
I have similarly few complaints about Kareen's parry count. Usually do not run out in a situation where that's actually a problem.
If punish.
I think that is my favorite anti-air for Bison.
It does take a little setup,
Yes.
but hopefully we get fancy combos out of it. I'm not the best in terms of like lab monstering this sort of stuff, but I definitely have some stuff I will eventually want to try, but Alex is just, or Ed is just not the right person for testing it, I don't think.
Alright.
Anyway, if Rillian is all clear here in terms of this, I think I'll switch over so you can practice on Cammy a little bit.
Alright then.
So off we go for our first character change of the stream. And it'll be happening a lot more frequently later in the stream, but I can kind of get in a
Once you get rolling, it's hard to stop.
really focused mood when I play Bison, yes.
Edbot, huh? I guess bustling side street is alright. But wouldn't he really be trying to rob a bank?
I don't know if he's the type to rob banks, honestly. I mean, I know he, like, his daddy basically does. Like, that's his
Well,
thing.
he's Balrog's apprentice, so I'm pretty sure he's going to rob some banks in his day. Alright. You don't have the same throw button I do.
Alright, they changed a little bit of stuff to your V-Trigger 1, I think?
Yes, they actually added a piece to it, which I can't show you right now because I would need a full bar. I have not fought Edbot a whole lot anytime lately, so this is a little bit of a new experience to me. And I do not quite have the getting back throw skill, since Cammy obviously does not have a command throw. That'd be a little terrifying.
Doesn't her V-Trigger 2 have a command throw?
Sort of. It's more like Sakura's Atoshi stuff, I think. I don't know, since I don't personally use it. Well, of course I get stunned. Alright. I keep managing to get myself to dash straight into his thing, so I guess I'm going to get some profit off of the learning your opponent's rhythms part of this.
Yeah, I find Ed is a very good character for that sort of thing overall. When I was... Before we had the Kata 31, 32 stuff, I basically used Ed, like, players and the bot for basically figuring out my own rhythm problems, because whenever I faced an Ed online, I always got destroyed, not because I didn't know what to do against Ed,
Oops.
but Ed just has good tools for people who have a predictable rhythm. And you can't really out-footsies Ed on the characters I play without, like, a lot more experience than I, like, have at higher levels of thinking, so... It's very good practice overall for rhythm. not the
I
exact.
gotta figure out the range where he's gonna dash up to me so that I can dash up to him while he's doing it and not lose any frames there. Yep. Now that I use, well, not that. Now that I'm using the, or well, now that I have the new tweaked V-trigger, I might have to start using this cancel more, just because, if I can get it off, just because then I'll get the ability to go into Cannon Spike after it and actually put you back down. Although I guess I could do that with Spiral Arrow too, so it's doesn't really matter. Cammy's V-trigger, in V-trigger she loses her invincibility, her like EXDP, you can't do it in V-trigger, so. And the V1 isn't fully invincible like it is, so it's a little different in terms of using it as a wake-up. But they apparently added like anti-air invincibility to my light now, which is a little interesting. I think it has a different, well, I guess I have to wear this off first. And that apparently. Cannot hesitate there. Well, thankfully Kata's, well, the whole 30 series really, are good at telling you not to hesitate. Yep. Nope. Now, come to think of it, I don't actually know what the invincibility is on that one. I just know it's not the same as the full version. Oh, wait, actually, that's a good question. How does this V-trigger work? Well, I need to get more charge of it now, but... because I'm curious if they added it so that... Oh. Oh, I guess it... Alright, I was gonna say, can I use a normal cannon spike and then cancel into the V thing? But I realized I wouldn't be able to get in the air if I had meter, so I would have to V-cancel in the air, and I don't think that's gonna be a thing. So, let's see here. Yep. Keep turning my DPs into supers today. Well, anyway.
the only thing
Oops.
else that I can think of that would be relevant to you is I think they improved her light kick cannon spike? Or
Yeah.
strike?
I was just talking about that one. They added anti-air invincibility to it. So that's theoretically on medium and light now? Which gives me a little bit... Well, if Ed wouldn't interfere here. A little bit of a different set of angles that I can hit with it. Because if you'll notice the medium one, which is the... I'm having a bad day today with that. The medium one, which is the default air-to-air... I give up. I'm done. Default air-to-air invincible one has a more forward arc. And so I might miss someone trying to cross me up, but light is... less likely to do that. I swear my mind is just doing this to me now because I'm thinking about it. Anyway. Unless there is anything else particularly to see here. I haven't seen a terribly huge amount of difference, personally. We shall probably switch on to Alex now. And I can maybe actually have a look at some of these anti-air changes.
Yeah. So you can do that whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think I noticed your problem though. I was watching you. I was watching your controller.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, when you were trying to do the light, you did the medium while still doing the light. So what's happening is you're doing the DP, but you're pressing light and medium at the same time.
But that would give me an EXDP, not a critical art.
I'm just saying. I see your index finger like nudge the medium punch. Or medium kick for you, I guess.
Now I can do it perfectly. Alright, well then. So let's have a look at Alex. Alex bot is our air reset and such bot. So he has the same gauge settings, it looks like. No need to change that.
New York.
Yep, New York would be the right one.
Well, I have the docks if you want a pretty sunset.
Nah, let's go with this.
Alright.
So now Alex bot. So Alex didn't necessarily change all that much, but he does have more cancels now, so we might see some things that were staying hidden before popping up and suddenly doing lots more damage to me and such. Or just making certain things harder. So we have 4 points on this one, and full punish on his sledgehammer, air to air his jumps or aerial stuff, hit him with anti-air normals and then get an air reset on him, and to V-reversal or punish or deal with his stand heavy kick. So, might get to try out some of this air invincibility on my well, his critical art is not air invincibility. See, another thing that this V-trigger gives me, assuming I can get the cancel to work. Oops. Is that the ability to go back down again with the... Well, now I don't have it anymore, so... Yeah. Turning my CA gauge to normal might make this a little easier. Because then I can't screw it up. So... Oops. I've seen on Twitter people getting DP off of that. But it also leaves you in a pretty good spot, too, generally. Since it puts you apparently right back next to the person. I'll stop that. So anyway, Vine, do you want to have a shot at this?
Yeah, I have 3 characters to check stuff on against him, so probably best to switch soon.
Alright. Maybe you'll have a little better luck with your area sets.
So let's go with the old man here first. That was probably slightly too far away. I don't think that was a hitbox problem. Yeah, I think I'm at slight disadvantage if I dash forward after this. think it's the light punch I need to really test with this. I do feel like I'm missing it slightly more, but that might just be a timing thing that I can fix. Since if I recall correctly, they shrunk the hitbox on it a little bit. The light punch. So I might be hitting it at the right time for what it was before, but I need to hit it a little later now. Let's just have none of this. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna switch to our Mika here in just a little bit. So I'll need to confirm with Rashid Bot if the light punch thing is as I think it is, since he does a little more stuff in the air. And the way Alex Bot jumps in here, I don't think I'll see much of the changes I wanted to figure out for crouching heavy punch. So yeah, let's move on to Mika, who has the most significant change for me when it comes to Alex Bot specifically. They changed her crouching medium punch just a little bit in terms of knockback on the crouching medium punch when it hits an air opponent. But I did some slight tinkering with this before we did the stream. So I sort of already know the answers, but I didn't practice against Alex Bot specifically. So I'm probably going to do that for a little bit before moving on to Juri. But basically what happened is now you have to micro walk in order to do your command throw off of the air reset. And this is partially a range problem. It's not really that noticeable up close. So it's more so the further ranges that it takes more of an effect. Like right there, you can see no real problems. So it's more so when Alex throws out his jumping heavy kick where we get some further situations that I want to take a look at here. That was unfortunate. See, now that whiffs now, and I did not do the micro walk for that. But fortunately, for those of you who are familiar with Ultra David and the Ultra Chen crew, back when the game was first coming out, they took a look at a way to extend Mika's command throw just a little bit by essentially buffering in a walk forward inside the command throw animation, or the start of putting in the command throw. So you do a slight little micro step forward and essentially have a larger command throw at the cost of like 1 frame.
Aha.
So if you learned that at the very beginning of the game's history, you probably already have this practice, or if you figured out on your own early on if you're a Mika main. So this is something I technically have in my habits. I don't do it all the time, but I do it quite a bit. So it's not an unfamiliar feeling to me to just do the walk forward first to switch things up. Overall, it looks like Alex is not too different on my end. He feels fairly similar. And I'm not seeing any new patterns that have shown up as a result of his changes. I haven't seen any different cancels than was already there.
No, I don't think he could do that before, could he? Or was that possible? The shoulder directly into V-trigger.
I don't personally remember. Really, it might.
It's not something I remember seeing. Maybe it's just that our Alex doesn't do it much. Oh, could he? Alright.
So, last character to see some of the anti-air changes. Not all of them, though. Yep. That was weird.
Forgot to select their V-triggers.
Yes. So the main thing I think they changed was her crouching, or her standing light punch for this. As mentioned with Bison, I'm not expecting too much in the way of getting to test it, but still just wanted to double check just in case, since Alex is a pretty chill bot when it comes to his overall flow and movement compared to Rashid. So while I still have someone slightly more mellow, might as well just poke at it just a little bit, just in case I can get something. Oh right, we made him very good at harassing people who jump in the air. Forgot about that.
Well, you are supposed to be air to airing and anti-airing him, not vice versa.
Can't remember if they changed anything about Jury's throw specifically. I don't think so, though. So overall, her light punch against Alex bot feels pretty similar to me. So we're going to move on to Rashid,
Okay.
where we have a lot more work to do and things to see. So we'll probably be on Rashid bot for most of the stream, although we'll still be switching characters since there's a lot of punishes to check out.
Alright.
Yeah, that's about my own assessment. Yeah, honestly, other than like Flora, maybe Season 3 has mostly just made her bots even better at what they're supposed to do. Like, Fongbot got like a flat out buff without us even having to tweak anything whatsoever.
Alright. Rashidbot is weird. I'm so used to, I was actually fighting Rashidbot yesterday, but I'm so used to when I'm fighting him, one of the points we have is to punish his eagle spikes. And it used to be that you would have to keep track of whether he did a normal one or an EX one, just because the EX one, at least the EX horizontal one, could go right through you and end up on the other side, and so if you tried to punish it forward or anything like that, you're going to be going in the wrong direction, your inputs might not work, all sorts of stuff could happen. But that actually is what they changed on him, or at least one of the things. So now we have the same eagle spike, but the EX one doesn't go through you anymore, so it's a little possibly a little easier to punish. I'm not sure yet. Of course, you still have to deal with that up one. Oops. It looks like it's similar to his shorter one, or the one he ends up closer to you with. So he's a bit easier to punish now, in that regard.
The EX Eagle Spike not going through you gives me like a weird lack of completion feeling. So that might give me a little bit of a mental adjustment.
Wait, did I actually parry that? I thought I heard the clap.
Wait, can you parry his tornado?
Presumably. It's a parry. I can parry everything. It's just a matter of whether it's a terrible idea to do so or not.
I don't know what your hurt box is like when you parry.
You want me to parry his... that thing?
Yeah, no, that's his C8.
Oh, okay. You want me to parry his V-trigger?
No.
Alright.
Sure.
I feel like I'm a little too slow with those because of the whole seppo. Oh. Can't parry that one. So I can clip him with that for some of them, but can I do it for all of them? Nope. So there's actually something that's a little different about Kareen, because I would try punishing that with EX Tenko, but one of the things that they changed is that it no longer does quite as much damage. So 120, huh? I don't actually remember what it did before, but that doesn't sound terribly low to me. That is the trick with him. And my punishes against him are somewhat irregular too, depending.
Honestly, I'm wondering if... Because you still like V-Trigger 1, right?
Hmm. V-Trigger 2 is noticeably my favorite, but it won't work in every matchup, and I don't mind V-Trigger 1.
I was mostly just wondering if you would enjoy this matchup more with V-Trigger 1.
I don't find myself necessarily fishing confirms off him or such. I don't know.
Because it might give you more punish options.
Perhaps, but the whole point with him is that he's just difficult to get the punishes started on, more or less. Although it might make some of my things a little more regular. But him not having the EX going through makes it a little easier for me, because with the range he's at, punishing with Tenko is nice. And if you put that control in, it would be rather difficult to do it while he was crossing through you and such. And I never quite mastered that. But this one is a little easier.
You definitely deserve that one.
Right, you. Oh, actually, well, they did decrease the damage of EX Tenko, they increased the damage of EX Orochi. Which does work in this sort of situation. So if I'm going to be using a bar on that, I might as well use that bar. Ouch. So let's see, what have I not been doing? I've been punishing Spinning Mixer. I have been working on the punishing of those. I'm actually curious how his V-Trigger 2 does with this. Although I don't know there would necessarily be much difference. Okay. That's right.
What I remember.
Deadly.
So V-Trigger 2 still lets his kicks go through you. Which honestly...
Well, that was just EX Air Spike, right? Or did I miss some part of it?
I'm pretty sure his grounded one also went through. But we'll see in a little bit.
Sure, but that was the change they made.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so used to CAs being longer range. Yes. Indeed. That does seem correct for him. So I don't know if he needs much input change, but he probably does need the point change you mentioned. Because it's just a little too easy to punish the grounded eagle spikes without the possibility of him mixing them up and going through you. It just becomes the range challenge as always. And you can get that on the V-Trigger 2 side easily either. Right. And even the normal ones go through on the V-Trigger too.
So is it with Yasar, does all of his eagle spikes go through? Like including like his light and medium? Because I've seen heavy and EX go through.
I think it is so. Brilliant can note if that was in fact the difference between running versus command, but as a general matter, I have seen him going through when he was in his V-Trigger. Anyway, would you like a shot at him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to learn the Tenko and Orochi combos, though. Well, here you are for that, then.
All right. Who to try first? Let's go with Jury. Well, that is definitely an easier punish. But I think I still need to have heavy Fuharen release charged. Because that's Jury's main good way of punishing that. I don't think sweep hits. Standing medium punch doesn't hit. Oh, maybe standing medium kick might. I can walk forward and get the kick, but given that Jury has a overhead on her medium kick, that's a little technical for not much payoff. And it only works on one of them. Dash up medium punch, huh? Let's try that because
Not everyone can have the gloriousness of Sepho.
oh, they buffed her target combo? Yes, please. Oops. Oh, right. I remember that totally. Well, I'm not seeing a counter hit ever. So while I'm not completely positive that's hitting before he recovers, it's at least close enough to 0 frame. Colors.
Yeah, it looks like you get it. I cannot deny it is very convenient for this particular purpose, but the colors are a little disorienting.
Against EX, I don't think I need to dash, I just need to walk forward. Input leniency on the pinwheel makes some of the stuff she can do a little difficult, but that's just one of the technical execution things about Jury, which, if that bothers you, you probably are not playing Jury. I can dash through that? Why?
Which thing? The,
I dashed through his EX Eagle Spike while it was in V-Trigger, I think. That was really weird.
Alright. Well, that is interesting, but it doesn't completely surprise me. I was fighting Rashid Bot before the patch came out, like the day before. And a week or so before that as well. And one of the things I learned was that I could Seppo under his Eagle Spikes and Orochi punish him. But I don't know, maybe they can simply be dashed through generally.
Well, no, Jury has a really low hitbox
So that might be it.
when she's dashing, so I mean, it's not surprising to me.
It's on.
Oh. Oh, right, that's all. How did I don't remember turning that on.
You didn't, without you watching, I swiped your control pad.
I see. That's,
Alright, so let's see, how's this supposed to work exactly? Yeah, it looks like you're getting it alright then. I have no idea if you got that one.
what? Oh, it must have gone down at the wrong time. Does that really work? I think that works.
It's certainly close if not. Is that an overhead?
No.
Okay.
If it was, Jury would be top tier.
Alright.
And I mean, even if it's not, and he just blocks, I think, at least for the light one, that's a far enough range that he would have to, like, use meter to punish it or something.
You're good, I think.
It does look like it's working, though, so...
His frame counter on the thingamajabber goes blue.
Honestly, part of this is, like, understanding the hit stun, or the block stun, I mean.
It's a little hard for me to read all this frame data. We can at least certainly frame steps through the stream archive later if we're really uncertain.
That was not reversal. Oh, that works? Huh. That's also noted, because I don't think she was able to do that in Season 2. Well, overall though, I seem to have plenty of options to punish Eagle Spike now.
Aha. I had not noticed that particularly. Well, we can certainly test turning on his V-gauge now.
And I still got, like, one more character to check. So I will switch characters, I think. Wrong one. And we'll see how that works. No, it was Bison I needed to check out.
No Mika Rashid matchup?
No, because I needed to check by... Oh, we still have the colors on? I'm gonna take those off if that's alright. Since...
We did finish the testing with them, so you're good to go.
Alright. No.
Gotta be careful you don't get mixed up sometimes. With all this spinning around. I see.
Oh, my V trigger button is incorrect.
Oh, go fix it. I'd hate for you to go into matches that way. That was interesting. The instant super up close cancel for, well, with that V-reversal setup anyway, doesn't seem terribly useful. It's probably better if he hits you, though.
But basically, I have more reasons now, due to the change to his V-Trigger 2, the Bison's that is, to do the cancel into his command throw out of crouching medium kick and crouching medium punch. Since that'll leave me at a range where I can threaten with the bomb a little bit more. Can't remember if it was, if the medium punch had to be point blank to work. Oops. Nope. Ah, and you can keep juggling off of that. That's good. So that'll be a lot of tinkering around for sure. And do we need to check anything else on Rashid's V-Trigger 2?
I think we already saw for the most part what it does. But it certainly couldn't hurt if you want a shot. Wall jumps, huh? Is there anything particular? Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Might have a better time with the other V trigger just so he can't cross through you as easily.
No, this is fine. Oh no, you have a good point there. Wait, what? I don't think I've seen that before. No, I have a few times, but I don't think I registered it. So let's shift back to that. Oh, sure, we can go to this side of the corner. Whatever you say, Rashid.
Oh, what did they change about his wall jump? Aha. Well, you should probably get in the corner and see if he jumps up at you. So I don't think this bot is the type to back jump a whole lot.
Fun stuff.
Unfortunately, I have no memory of how often he did it before. But he does seem to do it at least a tiny bit. Ah. Well, would you like to see him without Action 5, then? Aha. I do turn off his gauges. Yes, I suppose that would allow us to use the non-gauge variant of the bot, I suppose. Without having to worry about losing anything in particular.
Wait, did I turn it?
You turned off the V gauge rather than the SIA gauge.
Oops. There you go. What? That's not a projectile?
No, not anymore. It hasn't been for a while now.
Oh. Well, noted, I guess.
They did that in season 3.0, I think. Or maybe even 2.5.
Okay, so it misses from that range. Oh, I can just flatly do crouching medium kick? Okay.
No, he varies his ranges a little bit.
Okay. I think I might turn off 5. Just to speed up things a little bit. Noted.
Hmm.
I just was able to punish his wall jump with Psycho Crusher, that's all.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we can maybe go back in our stream archives and find some Rashid bot time.
Well, we have all of those archived, so...
If that is all, I suppose it's about time to wrap up stream for the evening then.
Yep. So, as always, you can get all of these bots you've seen here today and all the rest of the cast at 2-mk.org/bots. Let us know if you find anything weird with your bots lately due to Season 3.5 changes. We're more than happy to double check things and see if there's anything weird that you might find. It's always interesting to hear other people's thoughts. You can contact us at our contact page at 2-mk.org. Tomorrow, it's going to be some Dragon Ball ring match lobbies in Kame House.
And then on Friday, we'll be doing more of this with another set of bots to have a look at any changes that may be necessary or anything else that's going on. And of course, as you might expect, if we do find anything that requires changes, we'll sort that out and put them up on our website, 2-mk.org, so that you can pull down those versions as well.
Alrighty.
So we hope you'll have a lovely evening, and stop by again tomorrow if you're interested in Dragon Ball, or Friday if you want to see more bots.
Enjoy your new stuff in AE. This is Just Fine,
I'm Kanzuki Dynasty.
signing out for 2MK.